Why, hello, friends. It's Melanie from Lazy Dirt Wildflower Farm. I am in the beautiful barn that is every day becoming more and more of a holiday shop. I'm so excited about this. Um, as with all things, it is a learning process, and I just wanted to take a minute today and tell you all about it before I get busy stringing up more twinkle lights and playing with more dried flowers and getting my workshop space ready. And I thought I would take a break and tell you all about it. Now, here comes George, because he's going to help. He is the helper here at the farm. Aren't you, buddy? Come here. So, this is George. He's going to keep me warm. So what I want to tell you about this project is that it's really not a project. It is an adventure. This part of the barn, my 200-year-old, let's talk about the barn real quick if you haven't been here to the farm. My barn is 220 years old, possibly a little bit older. It has hand-hewn beams. It is, like all barns, it's been through weather, specifically Lake Ontario, lake effect snows for 200 some odd years. It is, as with all things good and wonderful, a work in progress. It has had cows here, horses here, goats, sheep, you name it. Livestock this barn has a history of some amazing livestock tales, I'm sure. When we bought this farm, I slowly worked on trying to get things, out of the barn, like tools and stuff that were from boats and things like that. And over time, the barn got kind of filled with my stuff and relative stuff, like any closet does. Once people figure out that, oh, you have all this space, they start bringing you stuff to store. Well, over the summer, my two wonderful helpers, Sky and Cam, helped me and did a huge brunt of the work. Clear out the barn. That's right. They cleared out the barn, including my father-in-law's boat, and made this beautiful open space here to the left of the door of the barn. And I am now taking it, and over the summer we hung flowers to dry. And why don't I show you those flowers real quick? Watch out, George. There they are. There's some of them. Now, these have been drying. They're ready. There are about 6 boxes of beautiful dried flowers that I'm going to be using for the gnomes and the wreaths and the swags. Mostly for the gnomes, because let's face it, gnomes are what I'm known for. Get it? Gnome for? Anyway, so these are going to be for gnome crowns and boutonnieres and all that. And you can see up there, I've shared some snippets of my barn before here on YouTube. But there is the big, beautiful door right there. And with the maple tree outside. And there's the old hand-hewn beams. And so that's the barn. And this is the area that's becoming the workshop. So I'm going to show a little bit of this. Yes, I have a Christmas tree up already because it's going to be holiday themed through the holidays, of course, and winter themes. So, we need to keep things beyond just the December holidays, right? We want to have a little bit of cheer throughout the winter. So it's a winter shop, and share a lot more sneak peeks of that as the weeks come on and as things progress. Let me put you back down there so we can continue our chat. So that's the big project. Now, my hope is that folks will come by, they'll pick up their gnomes or grab some make and take gnomes and swags, and the wreaths that are all eco-friendly. I don't use any plastic, wire, or foam in any of my designs, and they're all custom ordered and custom created just for you. So you can say, hey, can I get a little bit more pink? Can I get pink and white on my wreath? Yes, you can. And even my ribbons don't have any metal in them. They're all cotton. And there are many, many vintage ribbons this year because I've been hunting for those all year long. for natural, eco-friendly ribbons. Not as if we don't save our ribbons, right? We all save our ribbons and our pine cones, and you can do so much with those things throughout the year and save them for the following year. Anyway, so this project, the holiday shop, is now open on my website, by the way, at lazydirtflowerfarm.com. You can check out my designs, some of them. I'm really horrible about getting photographs, so hopefully this year I will be able to take the time Santa Friday and go through and take photographs before everyone comes to pick up their gnomes. George, you want to come up? Come here. Oh, you little camera hawk. So that's what I've been doing. Yesterday I finished planting out over 300 plants because I got behind because I was doing this. And so they're all in for the winter. So the whole garden area is all done. I have to still go out and move the picnic table and stuff from out front, but all the plants are tucked in, and that's really important. Make sure that your plants, especially young plants from this year, no matter whether you got them in the spring or the fall, make sure that you sprinkle some leaves over them to help insulate them from winter's cold, especially if you don't get a lot of snow. The wind really does a number on plants that are exposed to it. Wind and water. And remember, never ever, if you have potted plants in container gardens, do not put your plant containers underneath an eave, because they will get drowned. They will drown over the winter, and they won't be able to breathe, and they will die. And you don't want that come the spring. You want to see a beautiful plant emerging, a nature's time. So don't put your plants underneath an eave. Find a tree. Trees and shrubs are really good places, because as the tree is, and shrubs are actually pulling heat out of the soil into their trunks and stuff. That makes a really good place out of the wind to protect your plants, your containers, and also any plants. Maybe you didn't get them in the ground, and that's okay. That's okay. Just cover them with leaves, tuck them in, maybe put some burlap over them to help them. You don't want to cover them with plastic, because they still need air and they still need water. So let the snow insulate and stuff. That's my tip for that, my little sideline. So anyway, today I am going to put a lot of finishing touches in the new shop. And the shop will actually be, the barn shop, we'll have to come up with a cool name for it, is that every season it will change, and it'll be open on the weekends for vintage finds. And if you're a gardener locally here near Mexico, New York, you can bring up stuff from your shed that you want to sell. We'll give you a little tag. And so that's going to be a little garden shop during the season. Won't that be fun? I'm going to show you one of the things I found in my gardening stash. And I'm going to be finding a home for, I think. Things like this. How cute would that be? You put some little vintage mason jars in there with some flowers. Isn't that lovely? It's an old milk container. How cute is that? So stuff like this. And old tools even, You have a tool you're not using a lot of, or you find something in your shed you don't want to have anymore. You'd rather sell and share. There you go. You can bring it here if you're local. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing today, and I hope to show you more little snippets as we go along of the new holiday shop, as well as the gnome and swags and all that fun stuff. I haven't started that yet. I still have to move my table over to this area. I always put my table in front of the barn door, so that on nice sunny days, even if it's cold, I can watch the juncos and the chickadees out in the garden, nibbling on all those rutabaga seeds and everything else. So that's the plan. Get the holiday shop ready, get my workspace ready, all set up, and get ready for, drum roll, little drum roll, are you ready? Our very first workshop. That's right. Well, it's not our first. I've done a couple over the summer, but this is my first holiday workshop. We are going to be at the beautiful, fabulous Brick House Cafe in Brewerton, New York, next Saturday, the 15th of November from 11 to 2. And we are going to be showing you how to make your own beautiful medium-sized swag and decorate it with natural elements like pine cones, orange slices, holly, juniper, beautiful things, and of course, a variety of pine. Super excited about this. It's an easy make and take. It's not a 3-hour tour. It is a simple show up, make your swag, learn how to make your swag, and decorate it and bring it home. You get a complimentary hot chocolate or beverage, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. The tickets are only $35. Those are on my website under my holiday shop. You'll find them right on the page, LazyDirtFlowerFarm.com holiday shop, and they are the very first thing. Now, while people are welcome to just come by, it really helps me to know how much material and dried flowers and evergreens to bring if you can visit my website and pre-register. I can't begin to tell you what a help that is to me, because then like I said, then I can make sure I have enough. Even if I have extra in the Jeep, I have it with me, and I don't have to turn anyone away, which would break my heart to say, oh, I don't have enough evergreen. So pre-register at my website, LazyDirtFlowerFarm.com holiday decorations, and reserve your space. I think we have about 10 more slots available, so we're only doing 20, and it's a make and take. So you could show up at 11, you could show up at 1, but it's from 11 o'clock until 2 o'clock. And I hope you'll join me, because I'm super excited about that. I mean, swags, the smell of pine and every beautiful smells mixed with the scratch-made baked goods and coffee and teas from Brick House Cafe, and their fabulous lunches. Super excited to join Ginny and her wonderful staff there on the 15th of November. And that's so far. There's a lot more going on here at the farm and out and about. 1 or 2 possibilities for markets this holiday, but we're going to try to stay home and try to be here and present here and creating wonderful things. So if you stop by while we're open, don't be surprised if gnomes are in production and dried flower arrangements and other wonderful things. So stay tuned for more sneak peeks, and watch how I'm turning my barn into a fabulous gift shop of fun treasures, filled with treasures, fresh flowers and things like that, and vintage finds. Until then, I wish you a wonderful weekend and a wonderful week ahead. And I hope that you are filled with joy and laughter in your days. Cheers to you. All right, George, let's get back to work. He actually has his back turned to me. He knows it's time to go to work. Anyway, have a great day. Ciao.